Last month, 500,000 Americans got new jobs as the U.S. unemployment rate fell to just 5.8%. Here in Canada, we lost 68,000 jobs as our unemployment rate rose above 8%. Even if you compare our unemployment to the Americans using apples to apples methodology, our unemployment is 1.5 times higher, 1.5 percentage points higher than theirs. In fact, we have the second highest unemployment rate in the G7. Only socialist Italy, a country whose policies Trudeau is trying to emulate, has higher unemployment than Canada. But the UK, the US, Germany, Japan, and France all have lower unemployment than Canada. All of them have been working to reverse big government policies, slowly reducing the size of their deficits, opening up their economies to more competition, and leaving more money in the hands of those who earned it. Those policies are allowing people to get back to work. Furthermore, those countries got themselves vaccines. They didn't waste 100 days getting duped by China. And therefore, their people are vaccinated and safely working, celebrating, and enjoying life, while Trudeau and his failures to get vaccines to Canadians has caused yet another closure of our economy. Now remember, Trudeau said that these monstrous deficits he ran would stimulate the economy. He ran the biggest deficit in the G20 by far as the share of GDP. And he claimed that this would stimulate growth and jobs. Well, exactly the opposite has happened. There are 500,000 more unemployed people today than when the pandemic began. And we keep losing jobs. And our unemployment is lower than our competitors. Only the Conservatives have a plan to secure jobs. It removes red tape, unleashes free enterprise, knocks down barriers to construction. It allows for the building of pipelines so we get world prices for our resources, allows mines, factories, and plants to open up and fill their facilities with paycheck generating jobs for everyday Canadians. That is what Canada needs now as we come out of COVID. We need to be the fastest growing economy with the lowest unemployment, giving the maximum opportunity to our people. We need to change our economy from a credit card economy to a paycheck economy. It is not enough to simply send people a $2,000 check. Nobody can live off $2,000 a month of CERB, and the government certainly can't pay it forever by putting it on the national credit card. The only solution is real, productive job, unsubsidized private sector jobs that offer people the chance to earn a paycheck. And Trudeau has denied people that opportunity. That is why we have the second worst unemployment. It is why Americans are going back to work while Canadians are taking their pink slips home. Think for a moment of those 68,000 families who lost their jobs last month. Think of the conversations they had with their children. Think of them up at 2 in the morning, agonizing over how they're going to make their mortgage payment. And think of how bitter it must be for them to look south of the border and know that the exact opposite is happening in the U.S., where Americans are going safely back to work and leaving us behind. Canada deserves better. Canada deserves a government that will secure jobs and secure our future. Thank you. I now anticipate your questions.
Thank you. We will now proceed to questions. We will start on the phone today. Journalists can ask one question and one follow-up. Merci. Nous allons maintenant prendre des questions. Nous allons commencer au téléphone aujourd'hui. Les journalistes peuvent demander une question et une question de suivi. Opérateur?
Please press star one at this time if you have a question. S'il vous plaît, appuyez sur étoile 1 maintenant pour poser une question. Et la première question, the first question, is from Andrew Lawton. True North, please go ahead. Your line is open.
Good morning, Mr. Poilievre. One of the things that we do know is that a lot of the lockdowns and restrictions that have pushed a lot of people out of their jobs have been from the provincial level. But is there room, you think, for a national reopening strategy, set a sort of a template for provinces? And why have we not seen something like that from the Conservatives, if so?
Thank you for your question. You have. In fact, Conservatives proposed a national reopening strategy about 2.5 months ago. I think we even had a motion on it in the House of Commons, if memory serves. But our health critic and our leader proposed a reopening plan that included rapid distribution of vaccines, some clear, simple protocols to allow people to safely do their jobs and get back to work. So we are in favor of a reopening plan. We just haven't been getting one from the federal government. That's one of the reasons why in Trudeau's economy, we've lost 68,000 jobs last month.
We know that the tourism sector in Canada has been especially hard hit with not just the not just the national border closure, but even interprovincial restrictions, or in some cases, intra-provincial restrictions. How essential do you think it is to allow mobility to be restored, to allow for some of this natural comeback of jobs that you're calling for?
Very important. Summer is coming. That's tourist season for much of Canada's sector. And most of Canada's tourism business is in the summer. There are exceptions, of course, particularly in the ski business, but we need people to have the freedom to go and spend and support their local tourist businesses, the restaurants, hotels, and other vendors that pay a living to countless Canadians. The only way for that to happen is to get people safely back to a reopened economy, which is what we have been advocating for months now.